春拂袖照明月，清风我发现春草间难眠，竹尾上。
Download show. Hello haters, definite friends of bosses, man.
to my name. 200 million gone.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, guys, technical difficulties for a little bit. All right. Hello. Okay. Yeah, we are just working through a couple things right now, and then I'm also inviting someone else to pop on if they're available. We'll see. But anyways, hello. Welcome. Wow. Okay, let me see. Melvin, hey, how you doing? And God, Guns and Ammo 1556. Welcome. Smoky Mountains, boy, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. All right, hold on a second, guys. I know most of the crew is camping. They're all at a camp out that unfortunately I could not make it to. But, you know, God bless them. And I hope that they're able to have some fun out there. And so I think that our audience may be a little bit smaller than what it usually is, but that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I shared the link in a couple of new areas, so we'll see if we get some new people on. I usually make some announcements as to all the festivals coming up. I just added 5 or 6 more festivals in West Virginia coming up this year. You know, Bigfoot and paranormal festivals. But tell you what, I'm not going to bother unless you guys want me to. You know, if you know of a festival in your area, go ahead and please post it here in the comments. And you know, if you're asking about one, I may have it in my notes here. So let me know and I'll look it up. We'll see what I can find out. Okay. And all right. Sorry, you know, just checking over things here. Okay. All right. So in the meantime, let me welcome our guest, FORREST. Welcome to Monkey Wench Podcast.
Well, how are you doing, Mary?
I'm doing great.
I'm always happy to be on here with you.
I appreciate you coming on. I really do. Always, you know, we always have a fun time. I think whenever you're on here, and I honestly can't wait to meet you someday, somehow. But
well, I always like to hear about all the exciting things that are happening up there in Pennsylvania.
Oh my goodness. In our research area in the Allegheny National Forest, there is a lot going on. In fact, I kept receiving some notifications today, this afternoon. They were getting some whoops in the middle of the afternoon, which is unusual. And so that's exciting. You know, all kinds of activity up there. It's crazy. How about your area?
Well, we've had some strange things happening here lately. You and I have discussed a few of those things.
Yes.
You know that Logan was out here and he set up his cameras.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember, it was the first week that they were here, and you got to to hear.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Was
Yeah.
what, 3 or 4 loud whistles at like 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then, and I don't have the screens up in front of me, and I don't remember. I think they were the next night. They might have been. They might have. No, I believe they were the next night. And you clarify that, because I know you listened to this too, because it bothered you as much as it bothered me. And
Goodness. Yes.
my horses were making some. My stallion was. Of course, I call them screams, but he was being very vocal out there. And then there were these 2, there was one scream that you could hear in the background that did not sound like a horse. And of course, you're familiar with sounds that horses make too.
Yes.
And then there was this pause, and then there was that loud scream that, I mean, I was listening to it, and I mean, I almost dropped my phone when I heard it, because I was like, what the H is that? And then you listened to it, and you told me what you thought it was.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a frightening, very frightening roar. Man, I listened to that, and immediately I went, holy crap. Man, that was, and I can imagine you're right there.
Yeah, well, that's just it. Of course, it didn't. I didn't hear it that particular night. It was like 3 or 4 nights later. But even then, I mean, it gave me chills. The hair was standing up on my arms, and I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. And I could tell that the horses were distressed. The horses were totally distressed. So
yeah, I can imagine they were. Now, I don't know if Logan put that vocal up on the YouTube channel yet or not. It could be that they're still working on it. And because he'll put, a lot of the interesting things on the Bigfoot live stream YouTube channel. And guys, that's what we're talking about, is the Bigfoot live stream. It's an app that you can pick up from Android or your Apple iPhone. And there's cameras, live stream cameras here in Pennsylvania, in Texas on forest property, and Canada, and let me see. There's another one coming up, and I'm not going to spill the beans on whose property or whose research area, but that one's going to be exciting. It truly is going to be exciting. And as soon as Logan said, gives the okay, the information is on the app as to what's coming. But I'm not going to give it out publicly unless you guys are on the app itself, then but again, it's Bigfoot live stream, and that's an app on Android or iPhone. And I highly advise, it's 24/7. If you see something or hear something through the camera system, there's a button there where you can report it yourself, immediately. And it's exciting because it makes you guys, people who subscribe to the app, it makes you guys researchers. You're helping us. Hey, Dave, good to see ya. All right, guys, let me know. Let me know if you can hear me and if you can hear Forrest. Okay, let me know, please. But yeah, Forrest is on the phone. She's having some technical difficulties with the camera, so just brought her up on the phone, which is fine. It works.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it must be my connection out here. Of course, I'm out in the boonies too, so.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Dave says that we sound good. So, all right.
Okay, well, that's good.
All right. Thanks. But
Well,
yeah.
I don't even. We can talk about the what you and I were talking about earlier. I don't think that'd be a problem. It just,
Okay.
you know, I've had some instances here in the last couple of weeks, and one instance that even occurred before Logan had even put up the cameras, where I actually had seen, you know, lights on my property,
Mm-hmm.
and it was pretty obvious because the dog saw it, her, he, whatever it was, in the woods, and she alerted me. My dog was actually the one that alerted me to it, and that scared the bejesus out of me. So we promptly went in the house because obviously somebody was snooping around.
Yeah.
But I have kind of wondered if I don't have, because I have never made any bones about where I live. And yes, y'all can find me on Creek Devil, America's Bigfoot too. And I've never made any bones about where I live here in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of wonder if I don't have some free-thinking Bigfoot hunters that might be wandering around out there in the woods. And of course, people do need to understand this is Texas, and a lot of us are packing, myself included. And that's not always the safest thing to do, wandering around on people's properties.
Absolutely. Yeah. Private property, and forget it. You know,
yeah. But what was, you and I were discussing before happened at Monday night, and it was exactly between 11:13 and 11:35, and for some strange reason, after the strange noise, the camera went out. But I had these amazingly bright lights shining across the back of the property. And, you know, when Logan looked at it, like I explained to you, he thought, well, maybe it was that particular camera picking up the IR light off of the other camera that was way over by the woods.
Okay.
And those are big cameras. So he thought maybe that, but he checked it out and it wasn't. And I realized after he and I had talked, well, that couldn't be it, because when the light came on, one of my horses that was in the round pen raised his head and actually looked towards the light. The horse was aware that there was a light, and he wouldn't have picked up on the IR light.
No.
And so, no, it was actually a physical light. Somebody was back there with a big bright spotlight, and it was only on for like maybe 30 seconds and then turned off.
Mm-hmm.
And then about 2 or 3 minutes later, it came back on again, and it had moved just ever so slightly and was covering a slightly different area back there. So it was pretty obvious that it might have been somebody looking for something. I don't know what they were looking for, but they had to have been on my property to be doing it.
Yeah. Trespassers. Well,
yeah.
put up some new signs.
Well, I've got them all over the place, but a lot of people just ignore it and say, oh. And where my house sits, I can't see back there anyway. So somebody might be aware of that fact, oh, she can't see us back here anyway, so.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But
yeah, as long as they don't fiddle with the cameras.
Well, yeah. And the thing about this, though, I told you right after that last set of recordings that came in, all of a sudden there was these metal tappings it sounded like they were right next to the camera and they were just rapid tap, 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 tap. And then nothing from the camera. Nothing. So go figure. Yeah, Logan's looking into it right now. He's trying to figure out what the heck is going on. So
Yeah, you
anyway.
wonder, okay, could it have been a bird,
Well, this was at 11:30 at night, so I don't.
Okay.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
That a bird would have been out there like at that point in time. But anyway,
possum or something, but no, I don't think they can climb up there. Because I know the ones in here in Pennsylvania, no, it's not going to climb up there.
well, I had a cat that, but see, I put my cats up at night. I did have a cat that during the day was up there looking in the camera like, what is that? She had climbed up on the fence and was leaning over looking into the camera like, what is this thing?
Say hello.
Check this out. But they've never offered to bother it or anything like that, you know. So, and I do put my cats up at night. They're locked up. So, in fact, Logan laughs. He said, I can always hear you calling in all the cats. So, but, you know, they might be in for a big surprise if I've got trespassers out there. They run into one of my hairy guys. Be like, hello. Yep.
But, if they're out there, if that's the reason why they're out there, then there's a problem. And if they're just someone squatting or a bum or whatever out there, homeless, then yeah, hopefully the big guy goes and chases them away.
Well, I don't know if I told you about, I'm trying to think. I think the last time I saw anything out here was, it had to have been around the 1st of February. The weather was halfway decent at that point in time. And I had gone out to feed the horses. And I always, and if I've told you about this, you tell me. You're repeating yourself now, Forrest. But I had gone out to feed my pasture horses. And they usually are knocking me down to get their feed. So, like they're starving,
Of course.
If anybody's seen them on camera, you can tell, but no, they're not starving. They're not hurting for food. But anyway, so I poured out the feed in 2 buckets, came back in to fill up 3 more. And I'm like, where are the horses? What are they doing? Because they're usually beating feed over here. They'll be standing at their bucket, their tub, waiting for their food, and I couldn't find the horses. And I brought Lagatha, my dog, out with me too at that point in time, because I usually bring her out in the evenings when I'm feeding and let her run around. And I'm like, where'd the dog go? And she had just been in the barn, and when she ran out, she just flat disappeared. And so my old house caught on fire back in 2010 and burned down. And but there's a dividing fence between my west pasture and then the east pasture, and there's a section that goes right down the middle there, right behind the house. And it's not really a yard, it's just a section of ground that's segregated off, because I have a chicken house that sits back there too. And I look over to the west there, and I see these 3 colts of mine, and they're all lined up together. And I have a 2,500 gallon water tank there, holding tank. And they were right there by that holding tank, but they were all looking off into the west pasture. And I thought, oh, they must be looking at some deer, but they really don't pay that much attention to the deer around here. I mean, I will find them out in the pasture grazing with deer.
Mm-hmm.
So they aren't really fascinated with deer. So I thought, well, that was kind of odd. And then I'm wondering, well, where's my stallion and mare? And they were actually in the backyard of the old house. And well, I thought, okay. And I'm like looking, what are they looking at? And I had in between putting the two buckets of feed out, I had walked back in and got two more and come back out. And I actually had sat them down on the ground. And that's when I actually walked forward 2 or 3 steps. And my older stallion, he just kind of snorted and went charging right past me. Didn't even look at the feed tubs or anything. Went over into the east side of the well on the far east side of the pasture. And the mare turned and she followed him.
Oh, wow.
And that's when I'm like looking over there. And what was so peculiar was that the 3 colts that are standing there, they're like side by side. I mean, their shoulders, they were all joined at the shoulder. And they were literally walking forward, step, 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 together in step. And I'm looking over there, what are they looking at? And that's when I saw it. And I had a grandson-in-law that when he and my granddaughter were living here, he had asked me if he could set up a target out in the pasture. And I said, yes, but you have to set it so that there's nobody, no houses or anything around behind where you're shooting.
Mm-hmm.
And so he said he would. And there was this old tree out there, dead tree, and he put a piece of plywood up there and then put his target up there on the plywood. Well, the target's long since gone, but the piece of plywood is still nailed to the tree. And this Bigfoot was standing right there next to this freaking target tree. And the reason he was so distinctive, he was black. He was black. And he had his right arm up, grabbed hold of the tree above that target board. And the tree, of course, is old and weathered, so it's almost a gray-white color. So he was very distinctive. And that's what these horses were looking at. And they were just like totally fascinated with like, what is it? What is it?
Wow.
And then, I mean, these 3 colts kept progressing forward. And my older horse had the good sense to, like, I want nothing to do with it. He snorted and he was gone. And it's like, nope, I want nothing to do with that. I don't even like the looks of it. But the funny thing about it was those colts, they were walking towards it and they just froze then kind of, and I'm like looking, where in the hell is my dog? Where is my dog? And that's when I looked, she was actually standing looking at it too. But the fence was between her and the horses. They had gone in through the gate on the other end, and that's how they had gotten into that section. And she was standing between the fence and those horses. But she was looking at it too. And I mean, and of course, I've told you she's a Belgian Malinois, and if anybody knows about those dogs, they've got ears that look like radar discs on top of their head, and those ears were straight up. Her tail was straight up. They do not bark. They're not a dog that will bark until, like I told you, Mary, earlier, until they've got a hold of you, and then they're barking for joy, like, Mama or Daddy, I got them. Come look what I did. and she was just standing there, froze in position, looking at it. And I mean, and then it was like, I think that's when it saw me. And then it just turned and walked back into the woods there.
Jeez.
And it was just like, and this was all right at dusk. I mean, there was enough light in the sky to clearly see it.
Mm-hmm.
And my daughter fussed at me, why didn't you have your phone? I said, well, I don't carry my phone with me, Dad. A lot of times,
Yeah.
because I wear leggings most of the time just for comfort.
Yep. And no pockets.
And they don't make those things with pockets.
Nope.
And I didn't think, I did have my blue jean shirt on. I could have stuck it, I guess, if I'd have thought about it, but I didn't think about it. I wasn't thinking about running into one. And I told her, I said, but you know what? If I'd have took a picture, I'd have got a beautiful picture of Lagatha standing there and the 3 colts standing there.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, and then it would have been one of those, what they call fuzzy, wuzzy, blurry Bigfoot pictures in the background.
A blob
I
squatch.
said, then everybody telling me, oh, you're putting out blob squatches.
Yeah, exactly. And I try to explain that to people that especially your phone cameras, they have that autofocus, so it's automatically going to focus on whatever's the closest.
Exactly.
And everything else behind it, like the Bigfoot 20 feet behind them, standing next to a tree, is nothing but a blob squatch. So it's just the way it is.
Well, it was kind of an unusual afternoon. I was like, okay, God, I'm putting your feet out. You come eat. And it was funny because as soon as it went into the woods, those 3 colts just turned and ran back over to me like, don't come to me, like I'm going to protect you.
So they finally woke up.
Oh, yeah. It's like reality suddenly hit them like, Mom, oh, protect us.
Yeah, right.
Your supper and go graze in the other pasture tonight.
They were mesmerized, it sounds like. That they were just walking in lockstep, right up, right towards it. That's crazy.
Well, and it was like my dog had enough sense to know that she didn't even make a sound. I didn't even hear her growling or anything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she growled at the human that was wandering around with the flashlight, but she didn't make one sound.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was like, I think she was trying to figure out what the heck was that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't a human, Mom. What was it?
Well, and well, until she runs into one herself.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just assumed she not do that.
Yeah.
It wasn't in her Belgian Malinois book of remembrances.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that, both my dogs, the one I had before, Sinead, she had her own experiences with them, and Sinead, she saw one, and that was it. She reacted the exact same way that my other dog used to, just give a soft whine, mixture of a whine and a growl, real soft, and just panic. The other dog, she would crawl backwards until she was up against my legs, just shaking. And then Sinead, she just ran straight to me and just her eyes wide, totally terrified.
Well, I've had Lagatha go to barking at instances where I think I've had them sneaking around the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I told you about that instance that I walked into the kitchen and she was barking, and where her kennel is, I have to kennel her at night, and because otherwise, even with her being in here with me, if I'm sleeping, she's got to be busy. And unfortunately, sometimes my couch, my draperies, other things like CDs get, they intervene for play with Mom. So.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. So she has to be kenneled, but where her kennel is, she can look out the front window and she can see. whatever's in the front yard.
Okay.
And the house actually sits up like that window's probably a good, I would say almost 6 feet above the ground, because probably not quite 6 feet, because I can look in the window and I'm 5'6", and I can just see in the bottom of the window.
Mm-hmm.
So the front of the house sits up kind of high, so off the ground, and she has a good view, out there. And she woke me up one morning, and I went out there, and I was like, "What are you barking at?" And I flipped the kitchen light on, and there's only one big window in the kitchen. And I walked right past it, and I walked in the living room there, and I looked at her, and she's like looking out the front window. And I thought, I'm looking out the front window, and I don't see anything. And when I come back in, and I'm going past the window in the kitchen, that's when I saw, and I say something because I'm not going to say it was a Bigfoot, but it was tall and gray, and it was big.
Mm-hmm.
And it was dark gray. And of course, when I told my kids, they all went, "Did you see a gray alien?" And I'm like, I don't know what it was. I'm not even going to classify it as a Bigfoot, because it was just tall and gray, and it was big.
Yeah.
And it went fast past the window, and it had to have come completely around. If she was looking out the front window in the living room, it had to have gone completely around the mobile home and was coming around the other side of it. And and it would have had to have gone over the gate and the front. And actually, that's from that side on, there are no windows.
Oh.
So I can only see, I'm limited in looking out that window as far as, and when I ran to the window and I looked out, I couldn't see it. It was already gone.
Mm.
So it had to, and the rest of the house there are no windows on that side. And because it goes into the master bedroom, and that particular side, the south side of the mobile home, has no windows in it.
Oh,
So, yeah. And so the only two windows in the master bedroom are on the north side. And of course, I went to it, and if it had gone over that gate, I could have seen it at that point in time. So I was just like, oh. And I know that there was one instance, because Will actually was the one that reminded me. He says, "Do you not remember the time that you were coming home from work?" And I said, "Oh, yeah, I do remember that." And I thought I had opened the gate, and this was like midnight, and I get off at midnight, so I was coming home, and it was between midnight and 1, and I'm going to say probably 12:30ish, somewhere in there. And I just happened to look down towards the barn as I opened the gate, and I thought it was one of my horses standing there, but it was kind of the wrong color, and because it was dark gray. And I was looking at it, and it was facing me. And then all of a sudden, when it turned and started walking towards the barn to go around the back side of the barn, that's when I went, "Oh, I know what that is."
That's not a horse.
And that's not a horse. And I was beating feet to get back to the truck and because when the old house burned down, they broke my automatic gate opener on my gate, so I have to literally get out and open the gate now. So anyway, so I was like, oh gosh, get in and get that gate closed. And of course, my kids always tease me, "But Mom, you're an anthropologist. You should not be afraid of this." I said, "Oh, shut up. Just shut up."
Well, that's because you are an anthropologist. That's why you are afraid.
Exactly.
Because you know.
I mean, I have talked many times about their behavior, liking their behavior, to chimpanzees.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I have a healthy respect and fear of chimps.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing a lab when I was in school, and I thought, oh, it'd be neat to do chimpanzees like Jane Goodall. Well, at that point in time, I didn't know that Jane Goodall had nearly been killed on 3 different occasions by a male chimpanzee.
Yeah.
And nobody bothered to tell me, and stupid me, being a young, dumb, thinking I was smarter than everybody else, though, college student, nobody told me that even when you're dealing with a yearling and 2-year-old chimpanzees, that they all have their pecking order. They have a hierarchy within their little groups.
Mm-hmm.
And I was the subadult male was the alpha, and I was over here feeding the subadult chimps, and not feeding him first, and he just reached out and took a chomp out of my bicep.
Oh.
I mean, just bit me. Now, I was lucky that he was a young one. And I say that, and people say, how could you say that? I said, because if he'd have been an adult, I wouldn't have had any bicep.
Yeah.
As it is, I just got two scars there from where those, canines went in. But I said, if that had been an adult male, I wouldn't have had any. In fact, I might not have had a freaking arm left.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, I was lucky it was just a young one, but it didn't feel too hot. So I was like, I think I'll go. I like those macaques over there. I would look at them and study them from now on. So, yeah, a lot of people don't know that Jane was nearly killed by 3 different occasions.
Yeah, I remember a friend of mine, he's a primatologist. He worked with Jane Goodall in Africa, and he told me a few stories about what happened there, and how they at first made the mistake of feeding them, and they quickly learned that you don't do that. And but early days, trial and error until you learn what to do, what not to do. And
Jane went in there, she was a clean slate.
Yeah.
She really was, because she had a lot of people don't know this, she had no college degree. And I will tell you right now that sometimes I think that people that go in like that are far better than all the doctorate people or PhDs and masters and bachelors and all the college educated people put together, because they are absolute clean slates. They have no expectations whatsoever as to what's going to happen or not going to happen.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot of trial and error. And because of her work, and of course now she's since received tons of honorary degrees, which she was very, very deserved of.
Oh my.
My gosh, what she did for the world of primatology and zoology and all that is just, and anthropology is unbelievable. I mean, it really is. And she went in there and went to Leakey and asked him to let her do it. And he had the foresight and open-mindedness to allow her to do that.
Yeah. Amazing.
I mean, it was amazing. It really was, because she knew nothing really. And so everything that they did was completely trial and error. And and look what amazing, and she was my hero.
Yeah.
And I know that when they had I actually had written a little thing when they were actually asking people that had patterned their lives after, Jane Goodall and such. And I said, I can't even imagine saying that I really patterned my life after her, but she was the reason I went into anthropology.
Oh.
And I really, my dream was really to go to Africa and be like Leakey and do what they call paleoanthropology and paleoarchaeology, because I have degrees in both fields, but it never worked out that way.
Oh.
So,
Amazing.
But I always tell my kids, I said, I'm going to go discover Bigfoot. Little did I know Bigfoot was going to discover me. Look at that weird lady in there.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Chuck a can of beans at her head and see how she reacts to that.
Yeah, really. She needs a noggin, a bump on a noggin.
Oh, listen, honey, Mary, I'll never outlive that one.
Oh, holy! It's amazing you're still alive.
Well, I told Tom that in confidentiality. I said, Tom, I have never told anybody. I said, only one of my kids even knows about it. I said, I went to work with this big knot on my head, and I told one lady at work I got hit in the head with a can of beans, and they were like, how in the hell did that happen? If I told you, you would not believe it. Yeah. And, I told Tom, and Tom and I had, 10 years after the fact, it's funny. It really is. It's funny. And
yeah,
I have a lady on Facebook, Shelly. She teases me all the time. She says, should I bring bushes? Or I said, only bushes. They don't like anything other than bushes baked. Excuse me. And so anyway, I told Tom that in confidentiality. He blew my cover. And I said, nobody's going to believe it, Tom. He said, try it.
yeah.
Just try it.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I told Logan when they were here, I said, I still have this little L-shaped scar on my forehead,
Really?
from that damn can of beans.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
But you know what? It wasn't my big one that came in that night. And they got into the cabin.
Yeah.
But just the fact that they were able to push through that door frame,
Yeah.
with the deadbolt and everything else.
Mhm.
And of course, Tom was like, how did you sleep through that? Because you told me you were a light sleeper. I said, well, because I had earbuds in listening to this stupid podcast called Creek Devil. I went to sleep listening to that. I said, so it's all y'all's fault.
That's right. That's what it is.
So anyhow, they had a good laugh about that. I said, well, I wasn't laughing too much after it happened when I realized, and I sat up and I had blood running down my head. And I said, and I look up there and I see that door wide open, and it took me a few minutes to realize what the heck happened,
Yeah.
and the funny smell in the cabin and everything. And I was like, oh my God. And here I am like an idiot over there piling stuff up in front of the door. Like, I'm like thinking later, if it just pushed through the door frame,
Yeah.
all this stuff piled in front of the door is going to do absolutely no good.
Exactly. Yeah. That kind of tells you if they want in, they're going to come in.
They're going to come in. Yeah, they're going to come in.
And yeah, you're right. That had to have been a young one, because apparently Mama hasn't taught them enough yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to chew the one out that came around my house. I would holler at him and say, your mama better teach you better manners. and they need to. Mama needs to get after him, give him a whooping.
Well, that young one that we saw in the middle of the road up here when Jessica and I were coming home one night at 11-ish, and they obviously hadn't told him they're not supposed to play in the middle of the road either.
Yeah.
I'll never forget, we drove past that and they were like, what the heck did we just say?
Yeah.
She's like, she was driving and she's like looking out the truck like, oh my God. And we did the fastest U-turn in the middle of the road and coming back. And of course, at that point in time, it had gone over into the the culvert and then proceeded to jump over to my pasture.
Oh, jeez.
And then the funny thing was watching both of us try to decide who was going to get out and open the gate.
You do it. No, you do it.
Well, she finally decided, that was right after I'd had my spinal surgery. So
Oh.
she decided she was probably quicker than I was going to be. So. Oh, gosh.
Oh, goodness. Oh,
But
man.
the joys of Bigfootin.
Yeah, the joys of living on a property where they hang around. You know, people, be careful what you wish for. That's all
Really?
I keep telling you. You don't want it. You really don't. I am.
Well, and it's funny is that, you know, my daughter that was teasing me the most about it, she lives in East Texas, and in one of the real Bigfooty areas
Mhm.
of East Texas, and they've been having she'd see her husband. They have this really big stock pond. We call them stock tanks down here.
Yeah.
And we had for the cattle. They raise beef masters, and he stocked it with catfish and bass. And now this is a big stock tank, and he started finding dead fish.
Ooh.
And then turtles, big turtles, not little turtles, but big turtles, and dead.
Oh.
And then when she found the prints, that was when she said, okay, because her husband, he I can't tell you who he works for, but anyway,
Yeah.
he's gone quite often, and you know the story on that. Well, anyway, he is gone quite frequently,
Mhm.
and she was down there. She sends me this picture. What do you think this is? I said, well, you know what it is. She says, I know what it is. And it was a picture of a footprint. And she knew what it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in fact, they had her on she was on for about 10 minutes on the show. She said, yeah, I figured out real quick probably where our fish and what was happening to our turtles and stuff down there.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my.
yeah. So her husband wasn't really happy coming home and finding out that he was feeding the local
Yep.
Bigfoot.
Yep. Yeah. Don't stalk it anymore. Let them go someplace else.
Oh,
Although the
But-
turtles, they'll go in there anyway.
oh yeah. But yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. She was the one that teased me the most about Bigfoot, and then I guess you'll shut up now, huh?
Uh-huh. Yep.
And watch out, they don't leave any cans of Bush's beans sitting around.
There's a saying, what is that tagline that the dog always says on those commercials, and I can't think of what it is.
Oh, about the Bush's beans?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, love them beans or something like that.
Love them beans, yeah. Love them Bush's beans. Oh, heavens.
Oh, my.
So how's the Bigfoot from Ohio moving into Pennsylvania?
I don't think so. Well, unless they live close to the state line, that's about it. But I honestly don't think that they're migrating. And that's my opinion only. But it's too far, unless it's a single, just a rogue male or something that's been kicked out, wandering around trying to find his own territory. But no, I honestly think it's just chance that they're in a certain area, and it happened to be sort of a straight line from west to east, but then there were other sightings in between, some to the north, some like 150 miles to the south. And so I think it was more by chance.
Yeah, that's even a lot of trouble for a Bigfoot.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, they'll.
Well, I know that somebody said there was a big black one, and then a slightly smaller cinnamon colored one.
Yeah.
So obviously it wasn't the same animal.
No. Yeah, there was when was it? The one time I was traveling home, I was camping out at Salt Fork State Park there in Ohio. And on my way home, I looked over in a field and I could see something huge and cinnamon color, crawling up a creek bank, not really, it was crawling up a creek, trying to stay in between, down in the gully. And I was thinking, okay, I know that sometimes black bear, their fur will turn a cinnamon color. So I said, I'm not automatically going to say it's a Bigfoot, even though this thing was pretty big. But
well, yeah, you've got quite a few black bear up in your part of the country.
Yeah.
I know I don't know, did you ever see those footprints that I put out on the Facebook one time?
I don't recall.
I'll have to send them to you. It was right after David had sent me a couple of alarms, motion alarms, and I put one right by my gate because, and then another one over here on the corner of the house. And for some reason, the one by the corner of the house now doesn't work anymore. I don't know what, but may not be getting enough light. But they're solar powered. But the one by the gate works really good. And I had just put it up, and right outside the gate alongside the driveway, there's it's real sandy between the yard and the driveway, and I was loading some stuff into my truck one morning, and I can't remember. Now I think it was recycle stuff. I'm a recycle queen, and I'm pretty sure it was probably recycle stuff because Jessica was actually helping me load this stuff in the back of the truck. And I don't know what prompted me to look down, and there were all these barefoot prints. I mean, big barefoot prints right there. And they were just like milling around all over the place. And I literally put my hand up and stopped her. And she looked down and she's like, what the heck? I'm like, well, that's what I was thinking. Who in the heck was out here in their bare feet? You do not walk around in bare feet in the summertime in Texas.
No.
Not unless you want a feet full of, and besides that, my driveway is all caliche and it's all gravel, and you can't walk on it in bare feet.
Yeah.
And you don't walk across the grass unless you want a load of grass burrs all in your feet.
Yeah.
Just ask my son. He tried that when he was 4 years old.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
You have problems with red ants too, don't you?
Oh yeah, well, fire ants, not the red harvester ants. I mean, those are good ants, but the fire ants down here are horrible.
Oh.
But anyway, I looked in and here's all these footprints all over the place. And of course, I immediately, I said, hold on. I went back in the house, got my phone, and I came back out and started taking pictures. I'll have to send them to you.
Yeah.
I got some really good pictures. Well, I put them out there on Facebook, and I had some woman from Oklahoma telling me that, didn't I know black bear footprints when I saw them? You have black bear in Texas. Well, I know we have black bear in Texas. We have little black bear in Texas. And at one point here in the hill country, and I live in the hill country, not East Texas. And unfortunately, I guess some of these Oklahomans don't understand. We are a big state. I mean, my daughter lives in East Texas, and she is a good 7 hours drive from me.
Right.
And yeah, so we haven't seen a black bear in this part of the country in God knows when.
Yeah.
So anyway, they're not black bear footprints. And then I proceeded to tell her that I had spent 17 years in Alaska, and I think I was fully knowledgeable of what bear footprints look like.
Yes.
And they don't look anything like what these look like.
Yes.
So, and I argued back and forth with that woman until I thought, why am I arguing with somebody I don't even know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That block button sure does come in handy sometimes.
Yes, it does. Yep.
So anyway, no, we do not have, we may have some that wander in here from East Texas and then up from the mountains in Mexico
Yeah.
every once in a while, but we haven't had anything like that. I haven't had anybody make any reports on black bears and God knows when.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be so seldom over there.
Yeah, and trust me, I'll send you the pictures, and you can post them. I don't care. You'll know they weren't. You can tell they are not.
Yeah.
Not bear prints.
Yeah. Be happy to take a look at them. Love it.
So, but yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's wow. Yeah, we've got a bunch
And
of people.
I did hear your whistles. You had some whistles too. Interesting ones from over there by
Yeah, the
your
Allegheny.
camera.
Yeah, the Allegheny National Forest.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they yeah, I think there were 3 whistles today, along with a couple whoops. A pretty loud one too. And then
Did those get recorded, I wonder?
yeah, they're I could hear them playing, very plain on the camera. And then Logan recorded it, and we have a private chat that we all go on, and he uploaded it to that. So, I can listen to it over and over again and try to figure out, okay, what side of the house, or what side of the property was it on, and they pound on the house, or they pound on the ramp up to the house. They'll pound on the trees, and they'll do all kinds of whoops and whistles, and it's so active there, crazy active.
Well, the thing that I forgot to tell you about the whistles that he recorded, and he sent those to me because I wasn't hooked up to those particular cameras yet.
Yeah.
And but that night, when I was putting the cats up about 10 o'clock, up at the front part of my property, and it was up by actually by the road.
Mm-hmm.
There was 2 wood knocks.
Okay.
And it was the same area that I had heard wood knocks once before. And I'll tell you about that in just a second. I don't know if I'd ever told you about that, but there was just two successive knocks, just went knock, knock. And I was like, okay, I heard that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then the next day he sent me those whistles, and that was in the wee hours of the morning, 2:30 the next morning.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Now around, up here, it always seems, except for today, which was out of the norm, it seems like most of the vocals and the knocks come between like 11:30 at night up until about 3 a.m. That's whenever most things, happen. And, so I don't know, but it's the same down there.
Well, I seem to have had most of my stuff that have happened here, like in the wee hours of the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But there have been like the wood knocks. That was like at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
And in that same area, I had heard rock clacks up there. And when PEC had come through here and put some more, after we had our snowmageddon here, and they had to put in new power lines because a lot of the power lines were taken down. They had put a new power line pole back there, and I have since put a light on it because I kept hearing wood knocks and clacks and everything else up there. And they had turned up a bunch of dirt, and we've got a lot of granite in our soil. Now, I have a lot of dirt on my property. I have a lot of good topsoil. But when they came through and plowed everything up, then they turned up a lot of quartz and granite out there. And they make real good clackers.
Oh, really?
So, oh, yeah. And something was sitting out there hitting rocks together, and in the woods and the cedars back up there. And I have not taken those cedars down because it helps block the roads on up there, and it helps block the road noise and such.
Okay.
So I have never taken out that whole line of cedars that's up there. And but what I was going to tell you about the wood knocks that I heard one night, I have a catio over there, and I was putting the cats up in that, and I always give them their soft food at night, and I was locking them up in that particular catio. I have two catios that sit out in my backyard, and I had already locked up the other guys. I was turning around, putting up the ones that like to go in that catio, and I was feeding them, and all of a sudden I hear this rapid succession of knocks, and I would say there was probably half a dozen or more knocks, just knock, 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 real loud. And it was enough noise that the cats, 2 or 3 of the cats stopped and looked that way too. You know, like, what the heck was, I mean, they were like going, what the heck was that? And so I knew what it was, even if they didn't.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we got to hurry up here and get you guys in. Come on, come on. And as I'm latching and locking it up, all of a sudden I look up, and it's just inside the first line of cedars. There's this one cedar tree just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I mean, shaking like, I mean, you wouldn't believe. And I'm telling you, the cats that were in that catio, all of a sudden just completely disappeared in all their cubbies.
I don't blame them.
They were like, I don't know what that is. I want no part of it. They were gone, and I'm standing there, and I'm like, okay, we're getting you latched up. Let me finish here, and I'm going in the house. Because, obviously somebody was not happy with me being out there. So,
Yep. He
and
wanted
I
you
was
gone.
just like, okay, the woods are all yours now.
Yeah. They'll make their wishes known.
So, but that was the first time I'd ever seen anything like that happen.
Wow.
And I hope it's probably the last. That was rather disturbing.
Yeah.
I mean, anything that can move a tree like that.
Yeah. Now,
You know.
had you ever seen a chimp do that, or any other?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Chimps will do that.
Yeah.
And they get mad, and they will take chunks of wood and knock on trees too. They do that. Yeah. And it's usually they're pissed off about something.
Right.
Yeah. That's just, and that's why I say that I liken Bigfoot behavior to chimps. Their attitudes are very much like chimpanzees.
Yeah.
Now, yes, they do a lot of things like gorillas too. Like, I think the nesting behavior and such as that is very akin to gorilla behavior. And I know that people have even seen what they believe are nests that they've made in trees and such, which they very well may. I have never seen that. I do know that when we were cleaning up the shore, that I had one cedar tree in the front that it was like the front part of it was just bent down and flattened out. And I I'd had a black German Shepherd, and I'd had his kennel, a pen for him in that corner. And that was the corner where I saw those trails that were beaten down,
Oh,
you know, around the circles.
yeah.
And in the woods and beyond the yard. And that dog had literally dug himself. I had a beautiful kennel for him sitting out there, dog house, but he didn't use it. He dug a hole down 4 feet in the ground and then made himself a cave back off of that tunnel.
Yeah.
And so I think they were coming in and sitting in that tree up above his pen out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sitting here looking at that thing, that tree, the way it was flattened, and I thought, oh my God, they can look right in to the house.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah.
And they could see everything that I was doing in there.
Right.
I mean, I guess I was like their TV, ABC, NBC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my sister's first and only sighting was of a Bigfoot up in a tree. She described it like a little boy sitting on a swing. It was in a fork of a tree, and he had his hands on both sides, both forks, that is, and his legs hanging down. But that traumatized her. Totally traumatized her.
Now, how old was she when she saw that?
This wasn't that long ago, maybe
Oh.
about 8 years ago. So mid 60s.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, she was along with me on a trip down to, where were we? We were in Oklahoma.
Well, I was going to say, now, didn't y'all see one hanging in a tree over where you were with Kunbo
Yes.
and checking those guys down there
Yes.
in Oklahoma?
That's right. That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was down near the Red River. And yeah, it was a great area, all kinds of activity, right in that particular area. And we were heading out.
I hear they like the casinos too.
Yeah, they seem to. Not so much gambling, but they like the garbage. But yeah, you and I, we were talking the other day. You had mentioned, and this was a detail that I had completely forgotten and really gave no significance to, but just thinking about it, that they don't have lips. And so I'm wondering, do chimps whistle?
They make a noise that sounds kind of like a whistle, but they don't necessarily whistle like what we whistle.
Mm-hmm.
Like. And there are different types of primates that make, I want to say, whistling sounds, but they don't whistle like what we whistle like.
Yeah.
So that kind of, but you see in the caricatures that the Indians do of them, that they have their pursed lips.
Yes, that's right.
And so obviously they have that ability because they're doing it, So, but somebody asked me once upon a time too, because you've heard that Bigfoot they say they have 2 voice boxes.
Okay. Huh.
And I was like, somebody asked me if primates had those, and I said no. And then I went, I was pretty emphatic about saying no, but maybe I should check on that, because obviously I do not know what everything there is to know about every primate that exists.
Yeah.
And guess what? Lemurs do too.
Oh, really? Interesting.
And I have said over and over that I think that Bigfoot is an enigma. I mean, they seem to have certain characteristics that they have retained that are quite primitive, what I would call, quite primitive.
Yes.
Like you hear people talk, now I've never seen it. I will honestly say I have never seen it. Eye shine, red eye shine.
Yeah.
Now, the degree of redness or orangeness depends actually in tapetus lucidum is the degree of zinc in the body of the animal that's producing the eye shine. Zinc affects that. So a diet high in that would definitely make their eye shine more reflective. I have never seen anything with red eye shine, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I wonder sometimes if people might be just misidentifying it as just an amber color more than a red. But anyway, having not seen it, I shouldn't be argumentative. But what I'm saying is that there seems to be characteristics that they exhibit that are very primitive and archaic, and yet exhibit the more modern, like walking, that bipedalism, that we don't see that in any other primates. Now, yes, chimpanzees will get up and walk bipedally. So will gorillas, and so will most any other primate. Will get up on the hind legs and walk, but they do not do it naturally. They're not meant to be bipedal animals. They're quadrupedal.
Right.
So they're not going to do it all the time. Now, the only ones that they do say that are given to wanting to do it fairly frequently are the Bondi apes.
Okay.
That the big chimps that they just recently discovered.
Yes.
Now, they seem to have a preference for wanting to walk bipedally, but even they do not exhibit the same type of compliant bipedalism that you see in Bigfoot.
Yeah, the physiology. No, I haven't studied the Bondi so much, as to the leg structure or their foot structure, as to how they would walk, and if it's is comfortable to walk bipedally, as it would be with like a Bigfoot.
Well, they shuffle step.
Okay.
I mean, we shuffle step. We don't walk. We don't. When a Bigfoot walks, they have a very compliant gait. They never lock their knees, and they walk in a straight line.
Right.
We don't do that.
Yeah.
We shuffle step too, and chimpanzees and the rest of these primates out there.
Yeah.
They do the same thing, even more to a more exaggerated, than us. So we have not. And there's obviously something in that pelvic structure that's different than ours, and there's something in the knee structure that's different. Because if you've ever watched Patty, and I don't care what anybody says out there, and I will be the first one to stick my neck out there right now, that film that Patterson Gimlin made is a true film of a Bigfoot. It is not a hoax. It is a real Bigfoot in that film.
I absolutely agree. Yeah.
You can cut my tongue out of my head. I don't care. I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. You watch it walk, and she's not human. And plus, there's no zipper, and I don't care how good they were at making costumes back then. For Planet of the Apes.
The old man will tell you that they weren't. So.
I know the costumes in Planet of the Ape. They were good. They were excellent. But even so, they wore clothing, to hide the zippers. So
exactly. No, and if you watch how she walks, and I mean, they've had people far more intelligent than myself. You know, Jeff Meldrum made a study of that, and he went to the same university as I did. God rest his soul. I find it strange that, and I didn't mean to get off on this, but that movie came out now that saying that it was a hoax and all this sort of stuff. They wait till all these people are deceased, and they can't stand up for themselves.
Yep, that's right.
Meldrum never said that there was that was a hoax. He never ever said that, and he studied the biomechanics of the human body when he was there at BYU, and so he knows how the human body walks and carries themselves, and there is no way in the world that was a human in a costume. So
exactly, yeah. Yeah, I had, just
there's no way.
Just for kicks and giggles. When was it? Back in October and November of last year, I had, the Grok, the AI thing on X. I had asked Grok to analyze the structure, the biomechanics, the physiology, the motion, and I can't remember what other terms that I use for their ambulation, and to determine if it was non-human or human. And Grok even said non-human.
Oh yeah, they've had tons of people that have. I mean, they say that there has never been a film other than the Zapruder film that has been more analyzed than the Patterson-Gimlin film.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, MK Davis, you just look at his YouTube channel. He's got hundreds of videos where he analyzes frame by frame. He'll study just one single frame and just focus on that one single frame. And, this has been, for how many years? And no, she's definitely a Bigfoot.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just, like I say, I find it very, well, I just find it shameful that Clint Patterson and
Hieronymus,
I was trying to couldn't remember what his name was. Hieronymus would be pulling something like that, but they actually, I guess, that film was actually played over here in Austin, but I didn't, and I could have gone to go see it, but I didn't bother.
No, I wouldn't.
I didn't. It wouldn't have changed my mind, and I wasn't going to waste my money on something that wasn't going to change my mind. So
right. Okay, we have a question from Sweden, Sasquatch.
Okay.
Her question is, do you have an opinion on if Sasquatch may have a special membrane within their eyes similar to the nictitating membrane in reindeer that allows for more light within the eye that causes their eyes to glow a light bluish color?
You know what? I have never even given that a thought. I don't know. I honestly could not answer that with in any other manner than I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm open to anything. I mean, they exhibit all sorts of different characteristics, even amongst primates. So that might be something that they very well may have.
Yeah, that's very possible. Yeah, good
and
question.
I'm assuming that she's talking about the eye. It's kind of like a third eyelid that comes down and protects the reindeer's eyes from snow and such.
Yeah,
I think that's what that does.
yeah, that's how I'm taking it. Yeah, special memory. That's what I'm thinking. She'll confirm in a second.
Usually when you hear people make reports on Bigfoot, you hear them say that their eyes are very dark.
Yeah.
When they have close up, you know,
Mm-hmm.
they say that their eyes are very dark. But now you do hear them say sometimes, every once in a while, you'll hear somebody say that they're a hazel color or a golden color too. I have heard on rare occasions, I have heard that too. And you do see that their macaques exhibit hazel eyes.
Right. Yeah, I'm wondering if it depends on the time of day, like in low light, if their eyes appear darker, because of course the iris would
is more expanded. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, to gather more light.
I don't know. I've never been that close.
Same here. I have no desire.
And I really don't have a desire to be that close.
No, this.
Here, let me look at your eyes.
Yeah. Just look into my eyes.
Off with your head. We human you.
Oh, goodness, yeah. Oh, okay, here we go. There's Dave from up here, one of our research people. He's up here in the Allegheny National Forest. He says there's activity happening right now up there on the property.
How exciting.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah, let us know, Dave. Unfortunately, I can't get on the app.
Uh-oh.
At least, not while I'm on the phone, so.
Yeah, I've got to figure out how to get that app. Now that's where some of the cameras and stuff are too. So yeah. I need to get that thing loaded onto my phone so I can listen. Somebody must be looking at mine, because now Logan did tell me, he said that somebody was making teasing comments about my fat raccoons. That's from eating all my cat food.
Oh, I was watching one of your horses the other night.
Oh, well, I have a few of them too.
Yeah.
Was it a white one or my bay one?
I think it was a bay one.
The bay one is my older stay, and then he has they're all paints, by the way, and he has a freckled female that hangs out with him, and he's not too happy right now because his other mare is in the barn. I lost a foal out of her this year, so I put her up in the barn.
Aww.
Yeah. The baby was born and he was all normal as far as we could tell. And 2 days later, I came out there and he just died in his sleep.
Aww.
So it was just one of those things.
Aww.
Yeah. But then I have a red roan out there, and then 2 other speckled paints that are out there, but almost like the mare. So they all kind of wander in and out of the back there in the barn area. So now if you're watching, well, who knows where they're at half the time. So
wandering around.
Yeah, just wandering around eating and getting fat. So
but that's something. I miss having horses. They were so fun.
Oh, I'll be happy to avail you of that. Make you happy again.
Yeah, I don't think my husband would be happy. Take care of the grass here, we only have 2 acres, though. But
they're always I'm always get them. They sneak into the yard. I can't find anybody to mow my yard. I probably should just turn them loose in here.
Yeah.
But they want to get into my plants too. That's the
Oh,
problem.
yeah.
So,
That's why we had sheep on, we had 2 sheep on our farm, and my dad had gotten them to take care of the grass in the
Mhm.
yard.
oh yeah, there's even places here in Texas on some of these big manufacturing places that have lots of acreage and such. They buy goats, and well, actually they don't buy them; they lease them.
Oh,
It's kind of like a rent a goat or rent a sheep.
okay.
Yeah, and they just come in and eat the grass and the weeds down and take care of all they have to do is provide them water.
Hey, not a bad deal.
No. So yeah, there's some lady in town that does that. So it's kind of interesting.
Why not?
Maybe I'm in the wrong business.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, looks like, okay, yeah, Dave says there's whoops and forest activity up there going on.
There is not any forced activity. I'm right here.
Forrest is right here. She's on the phone.
Get some of my guys' cousins up there.
Oh, wow.
Hey, they got Forrest on the phone. Let's make some noise.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. Yeah, that's something.
Yeah, you're an hour ahead of me, so
Yeah.
It's 8:13 here, so it'd be 9:13. So it'd be pretty good and dark up there by now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's nice and dark. Yeah,
It's still kind of twilight here.
Yeah, sometimes just in the twilight, I'll watch the deer come down the hill from across the road, and they'll come into my yard and then cut into the trees. They're fun to watch. They're little fawns.
Now, do you have whitetail up there, or?
Yeah.
Mhm. I didn't know if y'all had any muleys or.
No, no, they're all whitetail. Yeah, a guy up the road, he had an elk farm, but or elk ranch, that is. But I think he sold all of those off because there were some kids that were coming in and shooting them through the fence.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, idiots. So he had to get rid of them. So he's got some Black Angus in there now.
That's what my youngest daughter raises, is Black Angus.
Good steaks, good burgers.
Yeah, one does beef masters and the other does Black Angus.
Well, tell you what, let's end it for right here, and yeah, we'll get you back on again because this is fun.
Oh, I always have fun with you, Mary. We always find something to talk about.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see here. Oh, Dave asked a question. Is your place where Logan recorded that vocalization sounded like someone calling his name? That's strange. Yeah.
I don't know. Because
See,
I haven't been able to hook into the cameras that he's got. Now he might, Logan asked me something about that. Calling Logan's name? Or calling my name?
oh, okay. Hey, there's Logan. He popped on the chat. Yeah,
Oh.
I think Dave said someone calling his name, so it must have been that it was saying Dave or David. Hey, Logan, how you doing? Bigfoot boom.
Oh, Logan's on here now too?
Yep, Logan's
Hi,
on here.
Logan.
Yeah, he's busy watching the kids. Otherwise, he would have been able to jump on.
You know, he has got wonderful children.
Oh yeah. Oh.
He does. He got some wonderful children. When the Logan was here, we had walked in the back just a ways, and I have found in the very back part of my property some Indian sites back there, and we're just walking along. I looked down, and there was actually a what I call an exhausted core, and it's where they take the flint and they shave it down until it's there's pretty much nothing left.
Yeah.
And anyway, I had picked it up and brought it back up, and I put it in one of my flower pots out here, and I was showing his son Lincoln, what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up giving it to him, letting him go home with it because he was so interested in it. And I said, next time he comes back up here, we go in the back and we go see if we couldn't find some arrowheads or something for him.
Oh.
And but I explained to him, I said, now you take good care of that because I said, that is ancient. And I said, some Indian used to make arrowheads off of that.
Mm-hmm.
So he just thought that was a great prize, for him to take home. So, but no, they were very, very sweet, well-mannered children. Oh man. Very nice people. Very nice people.
Well, Logan's a nice guy, so of course. Okay, he says, yep, he loves that, and he says, thanks for that. Oh, yeah, that's a treasure. Yeah, that
well,
really
something
is.
like that is, a lot of kids don't realize, how ancient that is, and
Yeah.
who knows, how many. It could be 100 years old. It could be 500 years old.
Yeah.
There's no way of, just when it's just laying on top of the soil like that, or even for me to figure out. So,
Yeah.
But it's just interesting.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it is. That's fascinating. It could have been, well, let's see, the hill country, that could have been either Comanche or Apache, either one.
oh yeah. More than likely, probably Comanche. The Comanche came through here quite frequently,
Yeah.
and my property actually has springs on it. So
Okay.
it wouldn't have. There's campsites up in the very back here, and I'm sure it extends all the way across on all these properties through here. But they used to have a tree and right along Hamilton Creek in Burnett proper that the Indians, and one of my oak trees did the same thing, and it pointed towards the artesian springs that I have here. They would train a limb. They'd tie it down until the tree would start growing that way.
Mm-hmm.
It would actually point towards springs and such, so that people, tribes wandering around, coming in behind them would know where to find water.
Yeah.
And so they had the tree and burn it. I don't remember when they were doing a bunch of construction down there along the creek, they cut some of the root system on that tree. Don't get me talking about that, but they killed the tree.
Oh.
So yeah, they had to take the tree down. But
Jeez.
I lost the tree here too by my house because when the house caught on fire, it burned part of the tree too. So and that tree, the trunk around it was probably, if you took a tape measure, it probably gone 6 feet around that tree. It was huge. I mean, that thing had been there several hundred years. So,
Oh my. Oh.
but I lost it, and that made me sick.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I'm wondering. You mentioned about how they tied the tree limb to point towards water, and I'm wondering also about tree arches, where you'll find the occasional tree arch that cannot be explained by something
Oh, the
natural.
Bigfoot thing?
Yeah, that possibly Bigfoot do if it's, because the ones that I found, I always try to study, okay, what is it possibly pointing towards something? And frequently, yeah, it's a water source.
Oh, I've never thought about that. That is interesting. Yeah, you'll have to keep that in mind, and every time you see something like that, see if that's,
Yeah,
the situation.
right. If it holds true for all of them,
Yeah.
yeah, you never know. Yeah, because people will say they find a blind or something that a Bigfoot possibly built, where they're hiding behind, or a structure like a little den, built out of tree limbs.
Uh-huh.
And so I asked them, put yourself in the perspective of the Bigfoot or whatever creature, whatever is in there. Is it facing? What is it facing? What can you see from that structure? Or if you are up in a tree and there's obvious rub marks on a tree limb where something is sat and uses as a post, and what is in view, what are they watching?
Uh-huh.
That's always what you have to do, is whenever you see their prints, what is there, what can you see from their perspective, what is drawing their interest.
Well, I know you have to analyze a lot of that stuff, and it's trying to put yourself in the mind of a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
That can be rather difficult at times, because you wonder, what were they thinking, or were they thinking?
Yeah, and sometimes it's rather creepy.
Well, I listen to some of these stories that that Fred tells up in Alaska, and I just wonder, oh my gosh, what were they thinking?
Yeah.
Of course, they're definitely a different creature up there. So
Yeah, they're now yours. Would you categorize yours down there as being a little bit, well, of course, the can of beans, but otherwise, would you categorize them as being a little bit more aggressive?
you know what? Haven't thought, and I'm going to say something in defense of the one that was in my cabin that chunked the can of beans. I don't think that was an aggressive move.
Yeah.
I tried to analyze that, and I know Tom and I, when we first talked about it, we were like back and forth, and I kept saying, I said, I don't think that it was aggressive. I said, I think that what probably happened was I moved in the bed, and I think that it was either, and I honestly don't remember now if I had the can of beans sitting on the counter there, or whether it had opened up that cabinet and took the can of beans out.
Mm-hmm.
And it might have been, I don't think that, honestly, that it had anything to do with whether it had been a can of corn for all that, I don't think that the Bigfoot knew any different, but it just happened to be a can of Bush's beans that it picked up.
Right.
Not to take anything away from Bush's beans, but anyway, I'm sure Bigfoot would prefer that over a can of corn. But anyway,
well, heck yeah,
most definitely. But I think what may have happened was that I may have stirred in the bed, and it was just it's a one-room cabin, where the bed and the bedroom and the kitchen all run in together.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I probably stirred in the bed, turned over or something, and it probably just the can just, it just chunked the can up in the air, and it just happened to clock me in the head. Because honestly, Mary, if a Bigfoot, even a young one, had deliberately chunked that can at me,
mm-hmm.
it'd kill me.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it was just an accident. I mean,
Yeah.
and when Tom asked me about it, I said, when I got up, I said I felt like I was coming to, like it had knocked me out or something. And I said, I raised up, but I said my head was still bleeding because, I had reached up and there was enough ambient light in there that I could look at my hand, and I was like, what is that black on my hand? I didn't put two and two together.
Yeah.
But I don't think that it actively tried to hit me with it. I think
Right.
it just tossed it up and I got conked in the head. I just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time.
I agree.
And,
Yeah.
it definitely was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yes. Yeah. No, I
It
agree.
had no business being in my cabin.
Yeah, I think he was startled at, something, maybe a movement that you made or a sound. But it was startled. And yeah, if he wanted to hurt you, if he wanted to kill you, you would have been
Oh,
dead.
honey, I'd be dead.
Yeah.
You and I wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
Definitely, yeah.
So,
It's the same with the ones that, I've run into. If they wanted me dead, I would have been dead.
oh, yeah, yeah. So, no, I don't think that they ever had anything malicious towards me, but I don't think that they're particularly happy with some of the things that I do around here. I mean, I'd walked up that driveway a couple of times looking for, cats that hadn't come in,
Mhm.
and I had rocks chunked at me. I mean, shoot, the day that Adam and them came out here to film, do the filming out here, they chunked a rock at that night. And in fact, Adam and them were closing up the gate way up at the top of the hill, and it was loud enough that they heard it. Because he actually called me. He said, what was that I just heard? I said, somebody just chunked a rock at the other end of the mobile home.
Yeah, I've had rocks thrown at me and tree limbs, and the only time that I was hit by a rock was because it ricocheted off the ground and hit me in the ankle, because otherwise, they would whiz past me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
they just wanted me to go away.
Yeah,
That's it.
go away. I was actually walking up that driveway and it's by that wooded area that I was telling you about, that the tree shook and the wood knots come from.
Mhm.
And I had picked up the cat, was coming back, and I got two rocks thrown. I was like, okay, we're going. I got the cats. I'm going in the house. Don't worry about it. But see, I have a lot of deer that come through that area, and I'm sure they were probably like PO'd that I was probably interfering with their hunt.
Yeah. Yep.
That's probably exactly what it was amounted to.
Yeah, that's most of the time that's what it is whenever they're doing something that they want me to go away, is because I'm interrupting a hunt. And, a lot of times I know very well, that's what's happening, because, that's why I'm there, because I know it's a hunting area.
Yeah.
But,
As long as it's not my cats or my dog, that's fine.
Yeah.
So, or my horses. So,
Mhm.
but I'll tell you what, that scream that you and I heard, now that bothered me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know it bothered you because you were
Yes.
like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I think as a boy, I'm glad I'm 1,500 miles away, but God bless you, you're too close.
Well, and and I feel sorry for my horses out there, because I mean,
Yeah.
that whatever was going on was obviously distressing them. So,
Yeah.
but like I say, my horses graze out there with deer. So
Mhm.
if they might have been pissed off that the horses were out there with the deer.
Well, or maybe they were pissed off at that squatter, in
Yeah, well, that could be
back
true
in the
too.
trees. Yeah.
I'm pissed off at that squatter.
Yeah, he can roar all he wants at that squatter. Chase him away.
He can pat him.
Din din.
Just don't blame me for it.
Nope.
Oh my goodness gracious. God's going to get us for that. Oh heavens.
Oh man.
That's too funny.
Well,
So
yeah, it's 9:30 and I'm going to let you go. But
alrighty.
I did want to wish you happy Passover.
Oh, well, thank you, sweetheart. I hope you had a happy Easter.
Yes, it was. It was very nice.
That's always good. And
Yeah.
we'll hope for peace on earth.
Yes. Yeah.
We can wish for it, but it never happens.
Oh, one day. One day. That's all we can say is one day.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah,
heavens.
we'll get you on again, and maybe I'll prearrange with Logan and get him on at the same time, and we'll get your stuff figured out.
Yeah, I just hope he can get me hooked up here. So I've lost complete connection with the other two cameras that I have here. So I don't know what's going on there, and he couldn't figure it out either. So get me all hooked up back again, and so I can see what's going on and hear what's going on.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you kind of need those.
yeah. But now you can look into that stuff. You can see it. You're on that app, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm on the app, and
well, if you hear anything strange, you let me know.
definitely, most
Well,
definitely.
Can you go back in the history? Maybe look on there and see if you saw anything strange on Monday, because that's when I was having those really bizarre lights back there.
Okay.
That's the other thing that's kind of got Logan and me both stumped is, those really bright lights that we've been, and he's teasing me about aliens. So I was like, oh no, Logan, I've got enough trouble with the Bigfoot. I don't need those guys running around too.
Yeah. Yeah. Whenever it comes to, if it's lights or if it's orbs, I don't know. There's some things that I'd really rather not know about, and so
I'd just rather not see.
Yes.
Sometimes we're just better stupid about that kind of stuff.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah. So, and when I saw that Monday, I was like going, what the heck was that? And he was like thinking, well, maybe that was the IR light from the big camera. And then I got to look at it. I thought, no, because my stallion that's in the round pen, he raised his head up. He looked at the light like, what the heck was that?
Yeah.
So he recognized it.
Yeah, I know. So, on one of your cameras, one night there must have been high winds or something, because it just sounded.
Oh, we've been having terrible winds down here.
Okay, that must have been what that noise was, because I couldn't figure what the heck is that.
Well, what kind of noise was it?
It sounded, at first I thought, is that two raccoons fighting? But no, it was just a constant noise. It just went on, for really hours, because I had that one screen up for a few hours.
I don't know about that. Now, he had said something to me about you hearing two raccoons fighting, and I was like, okay. I don't know.
Yeah,
I hadn't heard anything.
Yeah, just a weird sound. All I could think of.
How about that tap, 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 metal tapping that I heard when the camera went out? Yeah. So, what the heck would cause that?
Yeah.
At 11 o'clock at night or 11:30 at night. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, where there's no metal.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Patty's on here. She heard the metal sound also whenever she and I were camping. And we heard that it sounded like somebody pounding on a pot, in the middle of the night, and at first I thought it was her pounding on a pot, trying to scare something away, and woke up in the morning. She said, no, that wasn't me. So, okay.
Oh my. Mary, you're not giving me a lot of encouragement here.
Sorry.
Oh my goodness. That's too funny.
Well, all the mysterious things that happen whenever you're around Bigfoot, that's about all I can say. It's expect the unexpected.
Well, and the thing about it is that, of course, primates are quite innovative.
Yes. Yes.
And so, you just never know what they might possibly do.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not so good either.
Yeah, they can get up to a little bit of mischief, just to bug you. I
So,
think.
well,
All
I
right.
have to depend on you to look after me here on
Okay.
camera for a while.
Okay. I'll put it on
Let me know
tonight.
if you see anything. Text me if you see anything mysterious happening, so I can, look out there. But if I got people wandering across the property, I hope my fairy guys
Yes.
intercept them.
Hopefully so. Yep.
That'll scare them off.
Yeah.
Unless that's what they're out there looking for, and like I said, I have never made any bones about, where I live. So,
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe that's exactly what they're out there doing.
Hopefully not.
Well, yeah, you would think so.
Yeah. That's, just hopefully not that it's somebody out there, because there's some real creepy people out there that, they think that they're gonna, I'm not even gonna say it on here. Don't want to give anyone ideas, but
Yeah.
idiots. That's all I can say is just idiots. There's idiots out there.
Well, yeah. And they don't need to be doing it on other people's property.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
So,
Okay. Well, we'll get something arranged to get you and Logan on here at the same time. Yeah, I'm trying to arrange with another friend of mine down in Australia. I think he's going to be on next week's program. And that should be fun. Yeah, I'm going to have to pre-record that one though, because the time difference is too much. It's 16 or 17 hours. And right now it's, let me see, 9, 10, it's 11 a.m. there now, tomorrow.
Yeah, it's already tomorrow there.
Yes, it's already tomorrow.
Today is tomorrow there.
Yes. So, yeah, I'm going to have to pre-record that episode and upload it for Wednesday. But no matter what, it'll be fun. He's had quite a few adventures. Quite a few.
The Yowies down there.
That's right. Well, in fact, that's the name he goes by, is Yowie Dan.
Ah.
And
Now I hear the Yowies are not really nice critters down there.
no, they can be nasty from what I've heard. Yeah, well, he'll be telling some stories next week, so we'll see.
Well, I'll be ready to listen to that one. That'll be interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
All right, Cindy. Well, listen, it's always good visiting with you, and I always like talking to you. So, never be a stranger, and we'll talk again.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on.
Welcome,
Well,
all right. Well, you take care now.
okay,
And
you too.
Y'all have a blessed day.
All right, same to you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. I appreciate every single one of you for coming on and being patient. We had some my mouth ain't working. Technical issues early that caused a little bit of a delay, but that's all right. We worked it out. we got FORREST on, and we'll arrange for both she and Logan, who runs the Bigfoot live stream. We'll get both of them on here and find out what's going on down there, and talk to Logan about his project, and maybe he'll make the announcement, because I don't want to leak the news, because that's his, that's his baby. And with the new camera area coming up, and I think that you guys will be excited about it. I know I am. There's a new area coming up. I think he said in May that one will be online, and I'm really excited about that location. It's like, ooh, can't wait. All right, so you guys have a good evening, and thank you again. God bless. If you have any prayer requests, guys, please feel free to message me, and you don't have to go into detail. All you have to do, just say, please pray for me, or please pray for whatever, and we'll do that. We'll take care of that. And check out the links in the description. I've got a few links there. Check out, I have a link there for Sinead, my border collie. She appears now and then. You'll see her on screen. I have a link on there where you can buy her a treat, or whatever you want. And it's a neat way of, a little thank you. And I appreciate everything. I really do. Okay. You take care, everyone. We'll see you next week. Again, it will not be live. It'll be pre-recorded with Yowie Dan. Okay? And he'll tell us all about what's going on in Australia. And he just texted me. He said, okay, he's going to chat about his new area that he's researching. All right, what else is he saying? He's got a cast of a Junjadi handprint. Don't know what that is. And he's got some sound recordings. So cool. Looking forward to that. All right, so next week, Yowie Dan. All right, thanks, guys. You guys have a great week and a great evening. God bless. Monkey Wench out.